Alright! Hello everybody, and welcome to Metroid Prime 4 Beyond! Goodness knows I've waited beyond too long for this. But yeah, this game, Metroid Prime 3 came out 18 years ago. And ended on a cliffhanger. Sort of. The secret ending was a cliffhanger. And I think I actually managed to show that to y'all. 18 years later, we finally get the sequel, which was supposed to come out back in 2017, but then I guess Bandai Namco was making it at the time, which was unusual. It had always been Retro Studios for like every Metroid game up to that point. And then Nintendo was like, nah, we don't like it, start over. And they gave they took the project away from Bandai Namco, gave it back to Retro Studios, and then Retro Studios started from scratch. In the time since then, we got Metroid 2 Samus Returns, the remake of the original Metroid 2, and we also got Metroid Dread, both of which were made by Mercury Steam, I think it is. Great games. Love Dread. I've only played some of Prime 4 since I got it. I wanted some of it to be a first-time reaction for you guys. I think I'm maybe 2/3 of the way through the game on my original file. And I will say, the writing does leave much to be desired. It is rather poor. But the gameplay seems fun. And I'm still excited to play it and to finish it and all that jazz. I fought Silex. It was very fun to fight. Is there volume in these? There is, but it's all maxed out. I wonder why it's so quiet for me. Oh well. No biggie. Yeah, 77% of scans. Only 35% of items, though. Goodness. That's quite a difference. Alright. Yeah, of course we want to go normal difficulty. It is Cosmic Year 20X9, determined to defeat Samus and the Galactic Federation. Silex and his army of space pirates launched a series of attacks on Federation research facilities. It is believed the space pirates are being controlled by Metroids that have the ability to fuse with other life forms and control their minds. That's quite a leap. Now on planet Tanamar in the Desalon system, another Federation research facility is being attacked. Galactic Federation HQ received their distress call and dispatched Samus, who was on a reconnaissance mission nearby. She's still got her awesome 3-point ship, which made me very happy. And although we don't get to pilot it ourselves, we do get to see it in action. Samus actually uses the guns on her gunship for once. We also get to see some Federation action. Samus' gunship must be pretty strong for that mech to do hardly anything to that other ship, and then Samus flies in and just one-shots it. Right, Orange? You know, oddly enough, I think it looked a little sharper on the Switch than it does on my new monitor. Real quick though, how is everybody? And here we have our new scan visor. Darn, my ship left. I can't scan it. One thing that slightly annoys me is that everything starts out green on the scan visor for some reason, and then scans to white. It's nice that everything I've scanned turns white, but at the same time, I kind of liked having like a clear difference between important scans and unimportant scans. Glad to know everybody's doing good. I'm doing good as well. I meant to... I say this at the start of every stream, I swear. I meant to start this like 2 hours ago, but I decided to play some Delver in between D&D and live streaming this. Just because I hadn't played it in a while, and I felt like playing something a little Minecraft-y, but I'm at a point in Minecraft where I want to stream the next bit. And I ended up on a very successful run that went for like 2 straight hours until I finally died. And so, yeah. I don't think I could... Being late is part of my personality. Yeah, right? I should be the Flash, fashionably late even with super speed. But anyway, get ready for a lot of reading because there's a lot of scans at the start of this game. Oh my word. Vehicle SM-14GHV-1. 7th generation Federation fighter. Satellite link to track any targets in weapon range. Shot down by space pirates. I'm gonna move my microphone a little bit here. Can you guys still hear me okay? The screen I have to play this on is behind my microphone, so I have to move my microphone a little bit, or else it's like kind of in the way of the screen. Space pirate! Numerous injuries detected. The resulting internal organ failure and biofluid hemorrhage has reduced combat ability by 70%. Vitals severely deteriorated. I gotta say, this does feel a lot better to play with the proper controller than it does with the Switch Joy-Cons. That is not what I was pointed at. V2 wall. Even the walls have version designations now. Improved model of the Galactic Federation Tactical Barricade offers a 30% increase to durability over the V1 wall due to its UHMM metals. Space pirate! Ruthless, brutal, and bellicose intergalactic marauder. Here's a new word for you. This is one example of the diverse alien life forms that make up the space pirates. And it actually confirms there are many different alien species out there in the space pirate community. Are the guns supposed to be echoey? I don't know what you mean. I didn't hear any echo from the music. Sound of the guns sounds like they're underwater. Give me a few moments and then I'll do another sound test. The Space Pirates, an army of marauding warriors who aspire to control the galaxy, are made up of a number of different aliens, and the various species fulfill roles in alignment with their respective strengths. For example, the numerous rapidly reproducing insect-like members serve as rank-and-file soldiers and are usually used to defend space pirate bases. They have powerful legs and can march extreme distances. They are typically armed with quantum assault cannons on their forearms for ranged combat and concealed photon energy blades for use in close quarters. What? Oh, there we go. Sorry, I'm moving windows around in OBS for the moment. Alright, I'm gonna back up. Okay, give me one moment, folks. Alright, let's see. Huh. Let me try something. Does that sound better? I think I know what it is. Let me try this again. Huh. Alright, let's see what happens if I remove this entirely. Alright, sounds like that's still working good. Okay. Alright, so it turns out the issue is that thing I mentioned earlier about having two different sound inputs going on for the game capture. I didn't know that was a thing that could happen. Also, did anybody notice earlier that after I killed those space pirates, some Galactic Federation troopers were like, "Hey, Samus saved us!" But I was like, over there. I think what may have happened is that they killed the other space pirates themselves, and then assumed I did it because I'm supposed to be the one to do it. But I don't know. Galactic Federation Trooper. Powered armor suit has been penetrated in numerous places. No life signs detected. I wonder if I could have saved them. I probably could have, but sound issues being what they are. Arc 6 twin turret. Federation automated anti-aircraft weapons. Radar linked and able to fire up to 14 beam shots at a time. It's sustained critical damage and no longer functions. Galactic Federation Gate, composed of 3 shock-resistant reinforced alloy panels and a central sensor. It will unlock if the sensor detects beam exposure or an explosive impact. Standard Galactic Federation military personnel, equipped with a powered armor suit and an NS-4664 assault rifle with grenade launcher.
This is an ambush. I think these pirates are looking for something. hit from the air. They've got heavy artillery hanging right over our heads.
They sound very tinny in the game. That is not you guys.
Are the pirates looking for something? What are they after?
Security clearance main terminal. Controls secure access to the Federation base. Maintains a complete record of staff IDs and can register new arrivals. Facility confirmation monitor. Displays live camera and structural sensor feeds from around the facility.
We're holding our position, but the artifact is at risk. We need immediate... Samus, you made it. Command needs you to secure a sensitive artifact. Uploading coordinates now. When you're ready, scan the door and head through.
I wonder if we could ever get a Metroid game where you play as a GF trooper and it's not Federation Force. I wonder if they have the same scan visor stuff going on. But now I have map data. So yeah, yellow things, I guess, are the other scannable color. And those are usually like door unlocks and such. Weird color choices for the scan visor. I kind of liked red and blue better. Security ID registration complete. Bounty Hunter Samus Aran. Full access to Federation base facilities granted.
We'll hold position here. Go get him, Samus.
Large Fed container. Larger size of the standard container. Usually used for storing and transporting supplies. Frame is similar to standard. And I guess this is a standard. Storage and transport locker of the Federation. Has medium durability plus cargo protection functions should its casing break. Energy. Large restores 50. Small restores 10. Did those suck into the gun? I never noticed that before. I'm used to them centering on me. It almost looked like that shot missed. Connected directly to Galactic Federation HQ. Can control devices and systems throughout the facility and is used to issue orders to Federation troopers. Oh, more of them. Gosh dang it. These guys are very dodge happy.
We got him. All clear.
My heart is beating so fast.
Alpha Squad, you have suppressed a scouting party. Multiple friendlies moving. Over.
I like that you can tell.
Standing by for further instructions.
I like that you can tell some of them are women. The one thing that's weird is they don't seem to have distinct armor shapes for different body types. Or maybe I just can't tell. Maybe it's too subtle. I don't know. One thing I do like about the updated scan visor is that it puts that little square on the thing that's currently highlighted, as well as just slightly brightening it, so you can tell what you're about to scan a little more easily. Central Command Sub-Terminal provides assistance to the main terminal, as well as operational support for vehicles such as fightercraft and Golem war mechs. UTO Research Center Confirmation Monitor shows live camera and sensor feeds from several tactically critical areas throughout the facility, used for assessing combat situations. There are so many things to scan in this room, I kinda hate it. Multi-monitoring displays shows aggregated data from several systems across 6 screens. Randomly selects key findings to display. Terminal's internal circuitry damaged, non-functional. Air defense monitoring system. Linked to a satellite above the facility that monitors aerial threats. Collected data appears on the display. UTO Research Center confirmation monitors. what a weird name, shows an assessment of the laboratory's structural stability. Damage to facility is currently at 15%. Why is it called Confirmation Monitor? Monitors have sustained damage. The displays are broken and no longer function. Vehicle Dive Spike. The cone-shaped chassis and thrusters enable direct insertion into fortified positions, while landing impacts are mitigated via energy conversion upon opening. So I guess this thing stabs itself into the intended drop point, and then transfers the landing energy into opening. Though I feel like that same transfer would still likely kill whoever's inside, but alright. Cool. Glad to see the pirate ships appear to be the same as they were in the previous game as well. Although that one seems to be quite huge. Wait, can I replenish my missiles? No, huh? Alright. DAT Tactical Truck. Hey, Neo, how's it going? Armored all-terrain six-wheel vehicle used to transport assets such as military personnel, ammunition, and parts for repair. Hey, remember, Neo, how you told me to turn on the audio input in addition to the video capture device? Apparently I didn't need to do that because I discovered it was doubling the sound. Fuel pipe has ruptured and ignited. The fire is contained, though an explosion risk remains. Exercise caution near open flames. Now the morph ball does look especially pretty in this game. You can't tell right now because it's in shadow, but I also love how distinct the morph ball bombs are as opposed to just being very ghostly looking. Glad the auto's working now. Heck yeah. It's about darn time, right? Oh, look at the big mech. I love it. I'm hoping sometime this year to play Armored Core for y'all. Man, I want to pilot that thing. GF Heavyweight Class Golem Mech. I don't think this is what you're piloting in Federation Force, is it? Mark 99 Bipedal Manned War Mech. Right arm loadout includes a charged particle cannon with a max output equal to a frigate's main battery. That's insane! It basically just said this thing's arm cannon has the same amount of power as the main battery of a massive starship. Well, why not put an even bigger cannon on the starships then, huh? Excuse me! I'm trying to do something here. Indeed they are. That does go into my gun. That's cool. Come on. There we go. Kept locking onto the wrong one. There's another tactical truck, armored all-terrain six-wheel vehicle used for transporting assets such as military personnel, ammunition, and parts for repair. Vehicle fire critical. Oh, there is a fire. Looks less like the fire is critical and more like the vehicle itself is critical. I swear when I last went through this place, this thing got wrecked right after it blew up that ship. Maybe I'm wrong. Ooh, look at that ripple. I like it. Alright, think it's about time to move on. So how are you doing, Neo? 565 PH Hellfire. Light combat and transport fighters for deploying dive spikes. Hull torn apart due to an impact caused by Federation forces. Duct cover grill cracked due to heavy impact. Any further damage will destroy it. Oh, by the way, Orange, you mentioned earlier... I thought one of them saw me for a second there. We can't even scan our first energy tank. Did I kill that guy? I shot over his head.
All clear. This is the fallback point. We hold this line because there's nowhere else to go.
There were 3 dots in that statement, but that guy did not pause. Anyway, Orange, you mentioned earlier a server that I should be active in to find more streamer folks. I don't think I'm in that server.
Alpha Squad is expecting you in the hangar.
They're moving the artifact to safety.
So many more things to scan in here, goodness. Playing Revenge of the Savage Planet for Metroidvania Monday. I'm loving it just like the first one. I might remember that one. I don't know. I certainly haven't played it. Gate destroyed by breach charge, causing debris to block the entrance. Clearing the debris is impossible due to the fire. Wait, what do you mean you're playing it for Metroid Monday? It's Sunday right now. At least it is where I'm at. Analysis Room System Terminal. Manages various data gathering systems and tools. It is linked to the main computer in Central Command. Universal Object Analyzer. Identifies and classifies unknown materials. Uses both radiation measurement and microfocus X-ray scans. Latest artifact research notes. Behavioral analysis. Oh, not at this second, but it's a game I'm currently playing through on stream. Gotcha. 3D simulations confirm the ring's orbital rotation pattern. Possible iterations are still being calculated. Levels have exceeded 2.69 TKV. Negative energy and exotic matter emissions detected. Awaiting authorization to continue study. Hologram of the Desalon system. Artifact detection location marked. Hologram of planet Tanamar. Analyzing status at the time of the artifact's discovery. Force 2918 terminal. Operates the Force 2918 quantum computer. Confirms and manages its state. Quantum computer based on Talvanian technology. It is part of the Federation analyzer device. Oh, that's everything. Alright. Why can't I go through? Weren't the pirates trying to blow this up? And they just never got through? Heard much about people's thoughts on this yet, or have you been trying to it all? I don't know what you're trying to say there. Most things I've heard about the game are literally just the writing sucks. And I kind of agree, the writing is kind of cheap. Other than that, I'm mostly trying to... I don't mind hearing people's thoughts on whether or not they think the game is good, but I'm trying to avoid spoilers for the story itself. What I've heard is the writing kind of sucks, and the gameplay is a little basic or old-fashioned. I don't really mind the gameplay all that much, I think. It feels very Metroid Prime. Aside from the fact that it seems like there's not a lot of visor stuff going on, which I'm a little bummed about. And then the secondary weapons feel a little unnecessary at times. Ah. Yeah, I got your message, Neo. You didn't need to say that twice. Is everything alright over there? For cargo or large machinery, like other gates, it will open when the sensor is struck by beam exposure and other impacts. Woo! Look at those! Twitch told you your last message didn't send. Gosh dang it, Twitch. Neat little detail, if you didn't notice it before, Neo, that the gun sucks items into the gun instead of into you. Missile ammo. Large. Gee, I wonder if we're about to go into a boss fight. This feels really slow. I don't know if that's me or if there's a setting I adjusted without realizing it.
Careful! I need to secure this thing.
We're out of time. Let's go.
Oh, look at that big guy.
Get down!
It's a little bit gross. Now, before we actually get into the fight, I just want to say I would prefer to play this with motion controls. I actually don't mind motion control aiming in games like this. The problem is that the motion controls are dependent on the gyro, I guess. And it's like if I scan something, move the joystick, move the controller, and then let go, it recenters itself in the current position, and so I'm aiming like out to the side of me to aim straight ahead. It's really weird and annoying. Yeah, I kind of figured that much, Neo. I think I got about 2/3 of the way through the game before I stopped playing it, because I wanted the rest to be fresh for the stream. But I did play at least half of the game before streaming it. Just because I got it, like, release day. Oh, forgot to scan this guy. Abarax! Large officer in the Space Pirate Army. Metroid fusion has resulted in a loss of free will and the formation of beam projection lenses on its chest. Metabolic energy surges become uncontrollable when all lenses have been destroyed. This causes recurring energy releases directly from its core via the orifice in its abdomen until the lenses regenerate. I kind of wanted to play it for the first time on stream, but I didn't get the capture card until after I got the game, if I remember. Either way, I couldn't figure out how to stream the game until far too recently. And I didn't want to wait that long to play the game that I'd already waited 18 years for. So I opted to play about half of it on my own time, and then I saved the rest for stream. Even among the diverse ranks of the Space Pirate Army, Abarax are considered especially large. They are capable in combat and are often employed in a command role. They share several traits with beetles, such as having a body covered in a tough exoskeleton. That exoskeleton, when combined with their heavy armor and retractable shield, allows them to negate damage from all types of beam weapons and explosives. This impressive durability does leave them with low mobility, so they employ a deployable circular barrier around themselves and limit the range adversaries can engage them from. Metroid fusion has resulted in both a mind-controlling effect and physical changes to their body, producing up to 4 lenses in their chest that are capable of firing beams. These lenses are vulnerable to standard weaponry, and if all exposed lenses are destroyed, the Abrax will be unable to regulate the metabolic energy the Metroid fusion produces. This will cause it to release large amounts of energy from its core via an opening in its abdomen. See, they should have called this Metroid Fusion 2, because Metroid Fusion is the entire big twist of the game's enemies. But also, this thing quite literally just said, I would be incapable of killing the Abrax if not for this Metroid Fusion that they seem to value so much. They made it vulnerable in exchange for a slight power boost. Metroid Fusioner. But yeah, so boo on the Space Pirates for foregoing their ace in the hole in favor of a slight power boost. It's like you almost had a warrior that could beat Samus just in a curb stomp battle. One-sided. Also, I love how they're like, oh, this guy's among the largest in their forces. He's slightly smaller than a lot of the larger space pirates we fought in previous games. Now, I don't remember for sure, but I think they do that thing where some enemies have multiple phases that each have their own scan. Whoop. Alright, I need to remember that I have the dash move. I'm just gonna keep checking the scans every now and then. I love how he summons this ball of energy and then just kind of flops it onto the ground instead of actually chucking it at me. Here, have my energy kickballs. Then there's me, who would just straight up fastball it into my opponent's face if I could. I played baseball growing up, I know how to throw it. I don't have a 50-mile-an-hour throw, unfortunately. But I can throw it pretty straight. You sounded like Elmo for a second. Oh, you mean the energy kickballs? Or whatever voice I used. Ah! Took me like 30 minutes to spell Elmo because of my fat thumbs. You got Dan Avidan thumbs. Weirdly fat thumbs compared to the rest of your fingers. Oh, jeez. Okay, no new scans still. I kinda hate that his weak points become invulnerable every time he moves. Oh, come on, that totally hit that. Beware my nipple blasts. What's the name of that one witch from Power Rangers that has, like, weirdly sharp boobs on her armor? At least I think I'm remembering that character right. I might be thinking of, I don't know, Madonna or something. Rita Repulsa, yeah, that one. I didn't actually watch Power Rangers growing up. I liked the concept as a kid, but I never actually saw the show. Does she actually do stuff like that, or? Because that'd be really funny and oddly risque for a kids show if it did. For a second, I was like, why is it telling me to enter Morph Ball mode? Oh, I keep forgetting I can do that. There we go. Combat roll away from the faraway explosion, and there's the man, Silex himself. Looking awesome as ever. Cool arm wand, bro. Samus, do something, they're killing everybody, gosh dang it. It was a perfect Target demo when it came out, only saw the first couple seasons though. Yeah, I kept seeing like ads for the toys, but I never actually saw the show on any of the channels I watched. It just never showed up. Was that on like Cartoon Network or something? Epilepsy warning, everybody. It was on network TV, because I never had Cartoon Network cable as a kid. Welcome to Chrono Tower. Yeah, I had Kids WB as a kid. Various cell malfunction, multiple systems offline. Missile launcher offline. Space jump offline. Morph ball bomb offline. Boost ball offline. We got some cool views out here as well. A couple of my Megazords in my background. Nice! Local database contains no matches for this device's materials and technology. Energy signals detected coming from the central section. Analysis implies this is a mechanoid variant. Local database contains no matches for its materials or technology. Cool place. What's the name of the mech show that's like a little Power Rangers-ish? It's like everybody controls a different section. It's like Voltar or something? Voltron, yeah, that. I think my grandparents had a Voltron toy in like a toy box. I never knew what it was growing up. And then, like, Voltron got rebooted, and I was like, wait a minute! Yeah, I never saw the show either, but I know about it now. The technology used to construct this device cannot be identified. Local database contains no matches. So it's kind of funny. My grandparents actually had a few toy guns of different kinds. None of them were Nerf. Maybe one of them was Nerf. One of them was an Uzi. And they also had a laser tag gun. Like old-timey laser tag. I think they eventually found the straps for it, but it didn't work. But I always liked the gun. I actually still have it. I kept it with me. It's one of the things I chose to inherit after they passed away. Rest in peace, Grandma and Grandpa. You guys were cool. Statue of an unknown species, composed of an unknown material. Local database contains no matches for the material's geometric signature. Analysis implies the sensor is part of a device made with unknown technology. Local database contains no matches for its function, operation, or effect. This place is really pretty. Feels very temple-y. Ooh. Analysis implies this is a slot for storing a mechanoid. Unknown hologram technology. An android created using unknown technology. No energy signals detected. Ah, now something happens. That's one thing that annoys me a little bit about this game is some of this stuff going on here just takes its sweet time. An android created using an unknown tech. Local database contains no matches. Analysis implies it is outside of its default configuration. This place is very temple-y. Weird that it makes me come down here to find that. Ad break starting in a minute. The scans here are annoying. What do you mean? Like there's too many of them, or it's annoying that they don't give you any info? One of these bridges, I didn't realize at first that I had to wait for the droid the first time I played through, and it just straight up leapt off a couple times. I think they still allow you to scan it just so you know you can, but eventually I think you can rescan things with more information. A giant statue of an unknown species made of an unknown material. Energy is gathering at its forehead. Now what I'm supposed to do is look at the energy, but I've got an ad break coming up, so I'm gonna pause here until the ad break is over so that nobody misses anything, because I don't remember if there's a cutscene showing up here in a moment. The ad break should be, I think, in a few seconds here. No? Is it warning me about ad breaks 2 minutes in advance now? Maybe I'll do this anyway. Yeah, what you have to do is you have to stand in the circle and look at the light. Hello. Gonna walk right through them. Ooh, it's all purple. This place is messing with my eyes. It's kind of supposed to. A little bit. It's a big empty void. I'm not gonna lie, one of my biggest fears is spending all of eternity in a place like this with just nothing in it. It makes me wonder what would happen if I encountered a, one of those Harry Potter creatures that manifests as your fears. Okay, that... A Bogart, yeah. Did the ad break already happen? And I thought that was just the warning for the ad break? Because it really should have happened by now. Chosen one. Oh, there's the ad break. Our savior. We give you this. We have purple lights now. Yeah, I think that ad break started like a whole 3 minutes after the break warning. I have to wonder why. Let's give it a few seconds until it ends. Okay, ad break should be over. Y'all there? You never get an ad, Faceless. Maybe you have an ad blocker. Maybe that's why. Anyway, we got a Psychic Crystal. Releases the latent psychic powers residing within you and enables interacting with psychic technology using your visor. Press A to fire a psychic beam. Press X to switch to the psychic visor. This is an automatic upgrade to the beam cannon and the visor. It's not anything especially new. Whoa, everything turned purple for a second there. I don't remember that. Was that in the visor or in the world? But now I can scan things to get information. Statue made of Umazonite. Goodness, what a name. Depicting a Lemorne. Its forehead has a crystal design. Subject identified as a priest able to manipulate psychic energy. Statue made of the same stuff. It will activate if the Chosen One meets its gaze while standing on the teleporter. Its energy has been claimed. If nothing else, that one should have been scannable before I got the psychic thing, because I guarantee somebody walked into this and went, "What's happening? Why isn't anything working?" You just got back? We got a psychic crystal. Now we have purple lights all over our body, and we can scan things properly. Connects Chrono Tower to an alternate dimension containing the Lamorn Holy Ground, activated via the linked Lamorn statue. And I was just saying, if this thing tells you the Chosen One has to meet its gaze while standing on the teleporter, and I feel like that should have been scannable before I did it, because I guarantee some people did not catch on. Psychic Assembler forms objects by bonding or molecule nanomachines floating throughout the environment, operated using psychic energy. So now I can make it happen myself. Bridge made of ore molecule nanomachines bonded by psychic energy. The Psychic Assembler appears to react to Guardian commands or Lamorn telepathy. Samus just reaching out like, gimme. Chrono Tower Gate disassembles and reassembles in response to psychic energy. Its front and back sides both react, however there are one-way versions as well. My cannon is psychic now as well. I don't think it affects damage at all, it's just a thing. Cybot! Androids built by the Lamorn to aid in everyday life, operated via telepathy, modified to face the Griever threat after the Great Tragedy. Standard loadout includes a beam cannon and hover thrusters. Other loadouts include specialized equipment such as missiles and shields. And let's scan these again. Currently set to inactive mode, no energy signals detected. Elevator to Chrono Tower Pinnacle enabled. Touch the hologram to activate. Uses psychic energy from Chrono Tower to ascend and descend, operated by touching the hologram. Wait a minute. Wasn't there a door down here? Activates the Guardians when the Chosen One is detected within the light radiating on the pedestal. Operation complete. Guardian storage socket enshrines a Guardian who will guide the Chosen One. They're really driving home the Chosen One thing. Okay, so there is a barrier here, but at some point it stops. That's kind of funny. Also, I want to point out the detail on these walls. This place is really pretty. Especially when you get up close to things. You realize all the little ridges it's built out of. Oh, it is speeding up. I was like, this is a little slow. Prepare to be blinded. Oh, never mind. It got dim. Cool flower door. Cool spiral. I almost forgot, I never did do my other multiplayer episode of Prime Hunters. I need to get around to that. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow night. I just want to say that sun ring is very, very cool. I really like that, even if it is just part of the skybox. You are the Chosen One, foretold in the ancient prophecy. We, the Lamorn, will cease to exist. However, by preserving our history and knowledge for the future. The Lamorne spirit will keep on living. Chosen One, carry out our legacy from this planet Viros to a new world. That is your mission and the last hope of the Lamorne. The Master Teleporter is located in the pinnacle above us. It is needed to journey to a new world. To use it, you must first collect 5 keys. The keys never look like actual keys either. I shall mark the key locations here. Chosen One, first travel to our temple. Touch this ball of light. I didn't read the first few subtitles because I couldn't tell if he was speaking English or not. I thought he was. Teleportation field generated by psychic energy. Their creation was a skill unique to Lamorne priests. Contact instantly transports objects to the location designated by its creator. Oh, I thought I had to walk into it. Ooh, very pretty version of hyperspace. And hyperspace was already pretty. I can't tell if it's supposed to be like a light tunnel in space, or if that spacey background is supposed to look like it's part of the energy. And here we get the cutscene from the trailer. Now we have more stuff to scan. Ancient Lamorne stone gate, composed mostly of Umazonite. Its curve and cross-sectional consistency suggests precise machining. It leads to Soul Valley. Oh, I didn't even notice you can actually see the mountainous environment before. To the Lamorne headed for the Temple of Memory, gaze deeply, listen carefully, calm your mind, and take the first step here. Plant morphology, Lysocask. The thin skin layer of this fruit contains a low viscosity and a highly nutritious liquid. A strong impact will break the skin and scatter the pungent contents. Hold on, birds! Hold on! Dang it. Look at these little weird things. Mollusk morphology, Mireworm. Mollusk found in riffle habitats. Riffle? What is riffle? Imitates plant life to lure in and feed on small insects, but retreats underground if they sense danger nearby. So they're harmless to me. Kinda creepy cute. Like that type of undersea eel that can be found in some aquariums. Hides in sand. Sticks its head out, kind of like those worms do. There we go. Winged morphology. Orang crane. Large avian creature that primarily feeds on fruit. Overdeveloped chest muscles allow it to fly for days without rest. Orang cranes are large birds that have adapted to hot, humid environments. They prefer to feed on fruit, sometimes forming large flocks and traveling 1,000 kilometers or more in search of it. To endure such long, continuous flights, they have developed powerful chest muscles. Looks more like neck muscles to me, but goodness. They are quick to flee from enemies and predators, and they rely on their exceptional hearing to warn them if danger is nearby. Their ears run along the sides of their head, and the protuberances near the ears help them regulate their body temperature. Neo, I have a question. At the moment, because I'm playing with the Switch plugged into my monitor and everything, all of my sound is currently maxed out. And yet, I can barely hear it in my headphones. Do you know of any way to adjust the volume? I tried adjusting the volume on the monitor and it didn't do anything. The Switch doesn't do anything. My computer's sound settings all say they're at max. I don't know if there's anything else I can do, but if you have any clue, it would be greatly appreciated. At the moment, it's louder for you guys than it is for me. That's the thing that's weird. Ancient statue carved from a single stone. Analysis implies that surface cracks were caused by a strong impact. Item detected within. Headphones plugged into the capture card of my PC. They're plugged into my audio interface, which is plugged into my PC. I'm using studio headphones. And the audio interface also has its volume all the way up, at least as far as what's coming into the headphones goes. Arthropod morphology, red relic ant. Primarily eats leaves from broadleaf trees, using its rear pincers to carry them. Forms a line with nestmates when traveling. Acute senses help it locate its nest across great distances. Red relic ants are arthropods that are often found in hot, humid regions. They prefer to create underground nests and typically live in groups of several dozen. Their bodies are red-brown in color. They use the large pincers on the back of their torsos to both harvest the leaves of broadleaf trees and to carry their bounty back to their nest. They are known to travel great distances, sometimes up to several kilometers, in search for food. In order to find their way home, they will secrete pheromones from their abdomen, creating a trail they can follow using their olfactory senses. After collecting leaves and returning to the nest, they will shred the leaves and mix them with yeasted soil, ferment the combination, and then consume the highly nutritious result. One thing to note is that it seems like I can no longer look at 3D models in this game like I could in the past too, and I'm really bummed about that. The Meyer-worms also had their own page that I missed. Meyer-worms are invertebrate mollusks that live in small groups, primarily in shallow freshwater and boggy areas. Very nice, much like real leafcutter ants. Cool. They possess long, slender bodies and will often emerge from their burrows in search of prey. What's up, Imp? How you doing? We got Imp and Neo in here at the same time. How long has it been since that happened? Let's see. They do this by swaying gently, appearing as vegetation, and emitting a sweet odor from their heads that mimics plants, luring in small insects. They use the mandibles at the tip of their head to grab their prey and then swallow them whole. They are highly vigilant, quickly retreating into their burrows if they sense danger. They are incapable of migration, spending their entire lives in their original burrows and dying if the water in their habitat is depleted. Alright, let's see, where was I? I was going this way. So fun fact, this door is also a plant. Giant spiral. Vegetation primarily found in trees and caves. Its leaves extend in a spiral and display a response to any impact stimulation. This thing belongs in Prime Hunters. Glister beetle. This one's actually properly called an insect. A beetle possessing bioluminescence. As a species, they tend to group together, emitting considerable light and making themselves easy to spot by predators. Cool name. I like Glister. I wonder if that's a real word. Somebody look that up, if that's a real word. Glister beetles are insects that have been classified as beetles due to their rigid forewings. They possess an internal photophore and are known for their extremely docile disposition. They tend to gather in groups and share feeding grounds, using the mandibles on their head to peel away bark and harvest the sap beneath. A chemical reaction of photoproteins and enzymes allows them to emit light from the photophore in their abdomen. They use this luminescence as a means of communication within their groups, but when several of them are emitting light at once, it also makes them easy to spot by predators. Oh, hold on. What were those? Can I make them come back out? I can. Glister is a real word, just archaic for glitter or glisten. I'll have to remember that. I really like it. Shimmer strap. A variant of terrestrial crustacean parasites that live on wood surfaces. It is immobile and primarily consumes sap. The tip of its tentacle is a luminous organ. Shimmer straps are terrestrial crustaceans evolved to live parasitically fixed to a single location. Crustaceans? Like crabs? That's a crustacean, right? I'm not getting things mixed up? Sorry, I was looking at my audio stuff for a second there. Alright. Okay. Anchored to tree bark, they grow by absorbing nutrients such as amino acids, protein, and sugars from sap. Lacking eyes, they explore their environment by extending a feeler with a bioluminescent organ at its tip through an aperture in their shell. Able to sense its own light emissions, the feeler will retract into the shell if it senses danger, closing the aperture in the process. Shimmer straps live as long as their host tree remains alive, with some specimens found to be hundreds of years old. So what happens if you cut the shimmer strap? Does it just grow back? It sounds more like a fungus, like a living fungus than a crustacean. Barnacles are also crustaceans, as well as many parasitic isopods. Alright, so I guess it counts then. Float morphology. I love this float. Float morphology. Soap bubble. Homing spore. Sporangium? I've seen that word before, but I don't remember how it's pronounced. Of a gas spore. Floats in the air and senses the heat of nearby organisms. If threatened, it will extend thorns, approach, and then explode. I refuse to die! I will kill you by dying. Some Metroid enemy types, man. The sporangium that gas spore, a type of mushroom, eject at irregular intervals are called homing spores. They contain spores as well as a lighter-than-air gas mixture within their pouch-like structure. This gas allows homing spores to float in the air, waiting for creatures to approach. If they sense the creature is nearby, they will grow thorny tactile receptors across their outer surface. Oh, tactile receptors, my bad. And begin pursuing their target. If they make contact with their target, the internal gases instantaneously compress while the outer layer heats up, causing the gas to explode. Alright, so these things aren't living themselves. It's a defense mechanism for a mushroom. I said the same about shriek bats. How does the species survive if their first reaction to a threat is to commit suicide? Right? Though I guess in this case, it's actually just a defense mechanism for something else. Which makes a lot more sense. Now this is a beautiful view. I wish I could go flying starships through a place like this. I need an open world game in a solar punk location like this, where there's lots and lots of plant life, as well as like clear signs of civilization in entire societies. Maybe it needs to be like Mass Effect, where it's still very story-focused, but it's got plenty of action and exploration to break it all up. O Lamorn, gaze upward and behold the sacred tree, blessed by the Temple of Memory, a shrine that preserves and protects our memories and wisdom. From the first day we Lamorn set foot in this jungle, the sacred tree has been here. It bathes in the light breaking through the treetops, reaching high into the air, appearing to almost strain against the sky, yearning to carry the thoughts and feelings it holds ever higher. Open your heart and your mind to the sacred tree and become one with it. Excerpted from the second slate. Is there perhaps... Did I miss something on the previous slate? Hold on. Yeah, here we go. To my Lamorn brethren, you are welcome in this sacred land, full of greenery and life. Visit the Temple of Memory, kneel at its altar, and honor all those who came before. The thoughts, wishes, and dreams of our people come together at the base of the sacred tree. We hope one day that the bounty reaches far and wide. Not entirely what you described, but have you played Outer Wilds? I have not. Give me 1 second, I need a drink of water. Nice to see that my mug is not absolutely caked in floaties this time. Weird water floaties. Yeah, I keep forgetting about those games. I need to look into them a little bit. To be fair, money isn't what it used to be. I can't just be buying games all willy-nilly all the time now. But I've got a big backlog to play through anyway. I've got my eye on another game that I bought a while back and then forgot about it, and then I recently re-found it. Was like, oh, that looks cool, and I went to buy it, and I'm like, oh, wait, actually I've already got it. I haven't played it yet, because I want to do like a one-shot stream about it. I think it's called Dome Keeper. Looks really neat. Reptile morphology, Glottogropper. You know, Dome Keeper? Cool. Have you played it? Carnivorous reptiles that move using wings and powerful legs. They burrow underground to wait for prey, then emerge when they detect vibrations. Glottogroppers are carnivorous reptiles who primarily feed on other animals. They are ambush predators, burrowing beneath the ground and waiting for prey to approach. When they sense the vibrations of prey through the ground, they will swiftly emerge to launch sharp needles from their mouth. They have 2 extremely powerful legs, which they can use to launch themselves into the air, up to 3 times their own height. They got legs like my armored core. They can then use their small wings to control their mid-air positioning, making it difficult for prey to track their movements. Well, they haven't fired their barbs at me yet. Oh, there was one. Well formed of insect webbing, it is extremely elastic and durable and cannot be cleared with standard firearms. Highly flammable and removable using high heat weaponry. Spoilers, you get flame weapons in this game. Epoxid. If it senses an approaching organism, it closes its petals and hardens to protect its ovaries. There it goes. Neato. Wait, I can scan these. Fungi! Fiber deformity. Small fungi variant that typically forms on the bark of a tree. Possesses a bioluminescent glow due to an internal oxygen reaction. Hello. It's a Whomping Willow! Root Spur, a mobile tuberous root plant variant with an autonomic nervous system. They casually live in mud underwater and will surface if a creature draws near. If their territory is invaded, they will attack with their vines until the intruder is defeated or driven away. Despite its hard outer skin, even a single shot from a high-powered weapon can defeat it. So this thing only reveals itself to attack something encroaching on its territory, despite the fact that if it just stayed underground, it probably would remain undisturbed. Nobody would even know it was there. Root spur are tuberous root plants. They typically live below the water's surface in rivers and marshes or beneath the ground in bogs and will defend their territory from intruders. They have a thick, swollen stalk and also possess an autonomic nervous system. I'm running out of breath here. I don't stream enough anymore. If they detect an invader, they will emerge from hiding and attack by swinging the vine on top of their body around themselves until the threat withdraws. The fleshy stalk is covered in hard bark, making it exceedingly durable. However, explosives and high-powered weapons can still dispatch it quickly. The way that thing whips reminds me of Earthworm Jim. By the way, I recently found out that Earthworm Jim had a PC version that came out like a couple years after the original releases. The music in that version is so good. That's another game I'm going to stream eventually, Earthworm Jim. Who here doesn't know what Earthworm Jim is? Gonna bet that it's missing nutrients it gets from living creatures. Maybe that's why it's always angry. Talking about the 3D game? No, I'm talking about the original Earthworm Jim on Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis. Those games are weird. Also, I like the first one a lot more than the second one. Psychic platform, formed by compressing psychic energy. Standing on them requires psychic boots. Psychic platforms are ethereal formations of compressed psychic energy. They are formed when a psychically capable individual condenses a cloud of dormant psychic energy into a usable surface. The word psychic is starting to lose its meaning. As these formations are not fully physical, they are impossible to stand on without wearing psychic boots. Psychic platforms function as a group. When one is materialized, its group follows suit. It would be really cool if we could make psychic constructs that don't interfere with the world around them. Ancient purification site holds spiritual significance to visiting Lamorne. Structural collapse due to an earthquake blocking water flow. Stop it. Gas spore! Fungi variant. Its periostracum is extremely hard and cannot be destroyed with a standard beam, but it will open up to release homing spores. Gas spore are a type of mushroom that mainly inhabits hot and humid jungles, growing on surfaces like tree trunks or rock cliffs. Excuse me. Their periostracum remain closed until a sporangium is generated, at which point their periostracum opens and ejects the sporangium into the air. The periostracum is extremely hard and cannot be destroyed with beam weaponry, but the soft tissues beneath the periostracum, which are exposed when a sporangium is ejected, are vulnerable to damage from beams or other weapons. Gas spore can be destroyed even while their periostracum is closed using high-powered weapons. Zelchi, can you look up periostracum for me? I want to know what the exact definition of that word is. There we go. Immerse your form in the sacred waters. The Temple of Memory shall then bless the purified Lamorne. The ablution! To my Lamorne brethren, you are welcome within this sacred space, though you must first cleanse yourself. Collect the holy water from the spring, rain it down upon your head with both hands, and become purified. May the sacred tree be always with you. Well, I don't think that will be happening here, unfortunately, so Samus is going to be walking in dirty. Ancient Lamorne sculpture carved from a single stone, with identical dimensions to similar statues. A receptacle for a psychic mote is built into its forehead. I can't hear receptacle without thinking about Seinfeld. Specifically the bit where his... I haven't seen the show, but I've seen this clip. The bit where his friend ate a sandwich off the top of a garbage can because it was just sitting on top of the pile. And he's like, was the sandwich in the receptacle? Increases maximum missile capacity by 5. Also restores 5 missiles. But I can't stand on it yet. Unlocks when its central sensor detects energy exposure, an explosion, or a concussive blast. Once unlocked, it will be open when approached. Scan the butterflies! Ah, so close. Those things are hard to get. The periostracum is a thin organic coating that is the outermost layer of the shell of many shelled animals, including mollusks and brachiopods. Neat! Mote socket, receptacle that takes a psychic mote, a spherical coalescence of psychic energy that acts as a key. Large Lemorne Psychic Lock, Psychic Ability Seal variant, unlocked by placing energy mote spheres into the receptacle. Scoutbot emits ultrasonic waves from overhead to detect and map the positions of valuables in the area. An electric shock will activate it. Scout bots were created during the machine era to find precious resources. Precious resources. Whatever. Once deployed to an assigned area, they perform scans using ultrasonic wave reflection. The data is then fed to a linked map displaying the location of mineral deposits and other valuables. Most scout bots were left to weather the environment and, due to natural degradation, may no longer function. Hello? Bristlewort. Carnivorous plant variant covered in a hard shell and apparently with legs. When it senses a threat, it will open its shell, angle itself toward its target, and launch thorns. I need another drink. All these scans are messing up my throat, man. Bristleworts are carnivorous plants capable of moving around using their 6 legs. Their outer shells are impervious to beam attacks, though explosives can damage them. These sturdy shells are heavy, impairing the bristlewort's ability to move. As a result, they tend to attack from a distance, only opening the shell when prey is detected. Once the shell is open, Bristlewort quickly rotate, launching sharp thorns in all directions before closing to generate new thorns. Thanks to the mineral composition of the thorns, Bristlewort can regenerate them indefinitely using photosynthesis. There's where the plant part comes in. Staying at a distance also helps them protect their internal organs, which are exposed and vulnerable even to beam attacks while the shell is open. Oh! It even makes noises. Why is it even a plant? Coneberry, male form of a plant that continuously emits pollen. The pollen is uncommonly light, enabling it to float for long durations with very little airflow. Is pollen normally heavy? Ooh, this bit of the music is really pretty. Usually needs a breeze to get anywhere. Alrighty then. Normally closed, opens automatically upon receiving psychic energy from a linked sensor. A receiver and conductor for psychic energy, linked to the gate. Empress Alu. Butterfly variant adapted to tropical climates. Travels in swarms and will flee from danger if disturbed while at rest. I imagine it looks very pretty. If only it would, gosh dang, show me the 3D model. Empress Alu are a type of butterfly that have adapted to the heat of tropical climates. Their wings appear as a bright, vibrant blue, but this is not their actual color. It is the result of a complex phenomenon created by the way light wavelengths reflect off the scales covering the surface of their wings. When feeding, Empress Alu form into small groups and seek out bryophytes and other small plants. Their bodies are relatively large compared to their wings, making them ill-suited to traveling long distances. As a result, they will often rest on rocks or trees, though they are quick to flee if they detect danger nearby. Zelda Sheik, would you mind looking at bryophytes for me? And this is the Psychic Glove. Works in combination with the Psychic Visor, enabling telekinetic control over objects such as motes. Hold on, let's read this first. Take the holy power, chosen one, take the holy power in your hand. The path that you must walk lies beyond that door. Behold a sacred relic that we, the caretakers of the sacred tree, have filled with refined energy. We offer it to the chosen one, who will one day visit this place. We ask that they take it in hand and use it as they please, and to seek out the sacred symbol, the lingering afterglow of our prayers. Hold on! You are not supposed to start a sentence with "and." Not unless it is someone adding a point to a previous point. Bryophytes are non-vascular land plants commonly known as mosses, liverworts, and hornworts, characterized by their small size, lack of true roots, stems, and leaves, and dependence on water for reproduction, absorbing nutrients directly through their surfaces and playing crucial ecological roles in moisture retention, erosion control, and nutrient cycling, often forming carpets in damp environments but surviving in diverse habitats. So, like, well, I guess it does say mosses. Cool! I always wondered how moss even forms. Also, holy cow, what a run-on sentence. I know it technically doesn't qualify as a run-on sentence, but that's a long sentence. Starting a sentence with and or but or other words is fine, but it's often avoided because it's easy to overuse. I think it depends on context. But like, if you end a sentence and then start the next one with and, the implication is that you were done talking and then thought of a point to add. Writing it here, inscribed on a relic like this, a bit weird. Samus has a cool glowy fist now. Switch to the Psychic Visor and holds the L to grasp a target. They can then be manipulated with the right stick. There's something we can do later that's really, really cool. And it involves that psychic hand. Can I shoot these? Ooh! Yo, these plants are cool. Check out these leaves. These are some steampunk style leaves. I dig it. I can't tell if these are supposed to be veins or if these leaves are like covered in little dishes to collect water. Very neat. Why can I target you? This one's still got that grid pattern, but the leaves are pointed. Neato. I'm suddenly fascinated by plants. Oh! Oh my gosh, I can't believe I got that. Frickin' scan ranges do not make sense in this game. Sicklefly, a dragonfly subspecies with scissor-like jaws and a single compound eye. Travels in swarms and feeds on compost, mold, and fungi. A dragonfly subspecies adapted to hot and humid environments. They have large scissor-like jaws and a singular compound eye. Their 4 long wings and evolved musculature make them very capable flyers, and by using winds and air currents, they can remain airborne for long spans of time. They form swarms consisting of several dozen members and move in a group when searching for food, primarily compost, mold, and fungi. Very pure water is essential for larval survival, with spawning grounds most often found along freshwater shores. The larvae subsist on aquatic plants and moss during development. Interesting, I thought dragonflies were carnivorous. Oh. Nothing else to scan out here. No, I'm trying to scan the no, let me scan the thing. There we go. Stores items prepared by the last Lemorn priest to be given to the Chosen One. Open using telekinesis. Grasping the node and moving it along the displayed path releases the lock. The container will then vanish. Psychic containers are used to store items prepared by Lemorn priests in accordance with the Chosen One prophecy in the hope they would someday appear. Opening them requires moving the locking node along a predetermined pattern via telekinesis. As such, they could not be opened by Lemorn without psychic abilities. Once open, the psychic energy manifesting as the container dissipates, causing it to vanish. So this thing is manifested with psychic energy, huh? Looks very cool, though. And now I can scan an energy tank. Increases the defense system's energy limit by 100. Also completely refills energy to capacity. Looks slightly more organic than it used to. Neat, though. Shren, flying insects that build nests on vertical surfaces such as rock walls. Lives in swarms and will shoot acidic spray at organisms that approach the nest. Shren build their hives high off the ground, usually on rocky cliffs or against tree trunks. Both adult and larval Shren typically share a hive. If something approaches one of their hives, the adults will quickly emerge and protect the nest by spraying their acidic venom at the intruder. While they are highly aggressive when defending their hive, this behavior is defensive and they will not pursue an intruder once it is withdrawn. In fact, Shren are social creatures with other Shren, often forming several hives in proximity to each other and working together to protect each other. Very neat. I wish I knew that bees would back off if I got far enough away from their hive, but I don't have that guarantee. Shren Hive. Hive opening formed from a mixture of chewed up plants and ore mixed with Shren saliva. It is extremely vulnerable to explosive force, which I do not currently have. So those things are just going to keep spawning. It's a good thing they are defensive, or this room would get full of them fast. Hold on a minute. Sacred Tree of the Lemorn. Age estimated at over 6 millennia. Analysis indicates it has absorbed and stored massive amounts of psychic energy. And look at all that stuff falling off of it. Anyone with pollen allergies would actually die here, probably. But also, it reminds me a little bit of Kashyyyk in Jedi Fallen Order. How would you guys feel if I replayed Jedi Fallen Order someday? I did already stream it last year, I think. Galactic Federation distress beacon detected. Not far from here. Those things look like Halo creatures. They remind me... Mostly just because they remind me of the Needler. Vuros Amber. Tree resin fossilized by chemical reaction. Though roughly as firm as rock minerals, it can be destroyed with explosive force. I guess I'll go this way. Psychic Shutter. Moving the PK stone lever using the Psychic Glove will disable the lock. So what you're saying is that Ness could open this door. Very cool door, though. And here we have our first save station. Lamorne device for saving behavioral records. Also fully restores energy and ammunition. A device for backing up the status and condition of a subject, as well as a log of their actions up to that point. Once recorded, the subject's health and supplies are fully replenished. Using a save station requires a suit able to link and transmit its wearer's records to the station. I'm doing so many scans, I'm having a hard time figuring out what I should say between them. Cool place. One thing I really like about this game is that morph ball tunnels are not solidly round anymore. There are like patches of openness between them. I really like it. Isopod! Literally just called an isopod. Isn't an isopod a type of creature? Rather than a species? Glides atop a slick mucus which they produce. Their diet is primarily glow mold, causing their abdomen and mucus to glow. Glow mold! Bioluminescent fungi variant containing large quantities of luciferin and luciferase in its cap. This causes the glow of both the fungi and its spores. Where did it go? That thing looks fat. Goodness gracious. I have to wonder what caused its leg to snap off. An antenna, not its leg, my bad. Isopod antenna. Life signs diminishing due to severance from body. The antenna's not dead yet, but it's getting there. Beetle variant nest. Composed of hardened mud and clay, the nest is fragile enough that a single powerful blow would shatter it. Well, that's good. Cool nest. I just killed an entire society. Oh my gosh. Fern root variant. Lateral root and root hair tips with extremely sharp edges. They can be cleared using standard firearms. Man, they really blend in. Is it floating? Oh no, it's been stabbed on that root. Isopod corpse. All life signs have ceased. What a way to go. Anything around here? Get ready for some of the worst writing in the game.
What a mess. You're alone, on a planet, no hope of survival. But you're also not sitting next to Phil anymore in that cubicle, so... Win? Oh. Okay. What? What now? Samus? Samus Aran?
Hey! Hey, Samus Aran! Oh, stop! Help me out! Oh! Please get me down. I'll just stay right here. Try not to die.
Odd character design as well. I love his suit, but why does he have goggles in a mask that folds over his face and he wears glasses under it? Also, why does he even have glasses? This is the gosh dang future. Shouldn't they be able to fix his vision by this point? Are you sure you said the same thing? Because I thought I was the one that pointed it out to you, Imp. But it's like, not only should this guy be able to fix his eyes with super science tech, but also, why is he wearing glasses under a folding helmet that has goggles? Yeah, it's just a really weird character design that's like, I wonder if anyone on the design team thought of that. I bet they didn't. Goodness knows, if I wore a helmet like that, it would crush my glasses against my face, most likely. Galactic Federation Transport X-7S. Engine and navigation systems have stopped. Fuselage damaged. There is a detachable cargo door at its rear. Ad break starting in another minute. Swollen vine growth. It will burst if struck. Okay, it's telling me the ad break will be happening in 25 seconds, but it is only 2 minutes after the hour. Theoretically, the ad break should not start until 5 or 6 minutes after the hour. Since his eyes are obviously not fixed, he needs the glasses for when the mask comes off. Well, yeah. But why not just keep the mask on? And sure, maybe they could specifically design the helmets or the glasses to be worn together, but it's still just really weird. I'm betting he is designed after one of the design team. You might be right on that, actually. That's a good point. Absolutely a self-insert. Yeah, you might be right. Federation Technician, individual who performs maintenance tasks on electrical equipment. This also includes maintenance of computer-equipped airframes. Do they not have LASIK eye surgery in this universe? They do, but let's be honest, eye surgery is freaking terrifying. Markiplier got it, and he described what it was like, and it sounds freaking terrifying, even if it is painless. It's like, ugh, that's just uncomfortable. I feel like I would be thinking about that for weeks if I got it.
Oh! I think it's working. Shoot some more. What was that? Okay, that did not sound friendly.
This guy has a terrible danger sense.
Ah, okay, I got it. Oh, no.
If it is a self-insert, the guy's trying way too hard to be relatable. Or self-deprecating. Jungle Griever! Griever variant of this area. It can leap to great heights and climb trees quickly. It has an extremely aggressive disposition and will use its arms and claws to attack its enemies at close range. When at a distance, it will spit poison at threats. Worked many years in optometry, so it doesn't bother me. I just haven't been able to afford it. Nice! I didn't know you did that. Which is ironic because reportedly they designed the characters to be relatable. He is slightly relatable, but he is way too vocal, and that's coming from someone that likes to talk a lot. A subspecies of Griever, the ferocious predators found throughout Vuros, which has adapted to densely wooded environments. Their exceptional jumping ability allows them to quickly traverse treetops and rock cliffs. They often hunt in packs and are known to attack other creatures indiscriminately. Once one pack member strikes, the others will quickly join the fray, either by leaping out close to slash with the sharp claws on their two pairs of arms, or by spitting a viscous mass of venom from a distance. Their skin is thin and unarmored, making their bodies vulnerable to standard beam weaponry and light enough that the shock of a direct hit from explosive weapons is enough to push them away. Now, one thing I really don't like is they introduce these creatures with the only pathway behind you being a hallway, making it very hard to get into a position where you can actually fight them and avoid their hits. Ad break has begun. It is not. Yeah, it is 3 minutes after the ad break announcement. What the heck? How do I need to figure out how to fix these ad break announcements to be more accurate. Favorite character is View, but I didn't mind Takabi or Duke. Yeah, this guy is really the only one that I would call actually annoying. I don't think I've met View yet. So don't spoil anything about him to me.
Oh, great job. Now help me down.
Wait till you meet Armstrong. I think I've met Armstrong. I don't remember for sure.
We're good. Okay. I'm coming down.
Thank you, Samus. I'm a specialist, Miles McKenzie, engineer level 4. I have something for you. Hold on, I gotta manually override this.
He narrates himself too much.
Come on.
Malfunction in X7S cargo bay hatch. Arm extension blocked by a bent piston rod. Removal of the rod is required for it to open. Galactic Federation engineer Miles McKenzie, primarily responsible for Golem maintenance at the UTO Research Center, skilled in operating, repairing, and modifying computers and machinery. Miles McKenzie is an engineer with the Galactic Federation. His duties include the maintenance and repair of several vehicle types and programming software used for weapons development. He is known to be extremely talkative, even while alone. Although his restless energy and curiosity makes him prone to danger, his excessive caution is enough to keep him from harm. He has a strong moral compass and work ethic, making him a reliable problem solver no matter the situation. So at least they admit this guy talks too much. And has too much energy. weird that they describe him as being prone to danger but also cautious.
See? No biggie.
Though I can't lie, some of this guy's dialogue makes me think he absolutely has a crush on Samus. Though I gotta say the "what does the scanner say?" I don't think that really counts. I also would be very curious to know what a scanner says about me. Here we finally have the missile launcher, explosive combat item developed by the Galactic Federation. Restores the missile launch function of the arm cannon. This thing needs no introduction at this point.
It's okay with you. I'm gonna tag along.
And you can see he has an HP bar on the left side.
You might be a good idea to check the map and get our bearings.
I can see a mini-map in the corner. I already know my bearings, sir. I like that even though I don't have the double jump, there's still like a rocket sound every time I jump. Samus has boosted jumps. Artificial fusion of flora and fauna made using Lamorne biotech. Extremely fast cellular metabolism allows full regeneration even if reduced to a pulp.
Samus, please shoot that thing. It won't stop moving.
Yeah, it's a little gross, but also I feel like it reminds me of like a Orbeez. It makes me want to squish it. Nope, wrong button. There we go. Much better. Goodness. Dude, you're all the way back there. Chill out.
Avoid any standing water. Those things seem pretty territorial.
It's Fuelco gross that the Onanalt palm's rootstocks used to store nutrients. The outer skin is very durable, but it can be broken by a concussive blast. Oh, what happens if I... What? It's not working. Oh, wait. The other kind of concussive blast.
Super fascinating.
I keep pressing the wrong button. I'm so used to X being the missile button in the previous games, but now it's the scan visor.
This technology, it's not as old as the rest of these robots. What do you think it's doing here?
That is a good point.
Everything in this jungle trying to kill us.
Yes. At least he helps. Even if his aim is kind of terrible.
Are effective against a creature with a hard shell, you know.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, see, his dialogue, he talks so much that it's easy to miss the fact that he actually is as smart as he should be.
Expansion. Interesting.
He just has a Captain Obvious complex. Very bad way of showcasing it. Well, I can forgive it slightly more than I could before because they were aware he talks too much. That was in his design. This bridge paves the way to the Temple of Memory. Those Lemorn who follow the path will come to the altar connecting the past and the present. Hear me, my Lemorn brethren. As you cross this bridge, reflect on the life you have lived and consider the words that you would carry into the future. Hear me, my Lemorn brethren. As you cross this bridge, reflect on the experiences you have not yet had and consider what you wish your future to hold. Just as we were the ones to create our past, so too are we the ones to forge our future. Those are actually very smart words.
Anything about this place? They really don't want anyone in here. What's this?
To enable its beam sensor, use telekinesis to move the PK stone from the top of the door to its center.
What? How'd you do that?
Ancient stone bridge built by the Lemorn. It shows severe damage from seismic activity, though its basic structure remains stable. Weight capacity estimated to be under 700 LH. What the heck is LH? I kind of wish they used regular units here.
I've never seen anything like this. It's beautiful.
Now, I do kind of like that reaction he just had.
You let me know when it's clear.
I also like that he understands how to use cover. And to some degree, he's willing to help, if I recall.
Moving up.
700 LH, the weight unit. What does that even mean? Yeah, I know they all fight. It's just very cool. You might want to back up a little more than that in the future, dude. See, he actually does give useful advice now and then, too. You can knock these things off the bridge with the right shot.
Oh, you set that one flying.
I saw it on the radar before I realized it was there.
This is the last stretch. I'm going for it. Cover me.
I love how it ignored him to come at me.
Here they come.
Oh, dude! I just shot him in the back of the head with a missile and he's fine. You hear that? He got one. That pistol is actually stronger than you'd expect.
Oh! I'm good. I'm okay.
That's now twice that I missed the animation of him falling. I'm walking faster than he can run somehow.
Place.
Ancient Lemorn object with a plant motif. It has sockets for 2 motes. Psychic box. Opens when energy is received by its linked sensor. Psychic energy concentration detected inside. A psychic lock system that does not use motes. It receives psychic energy from a linked sensor.
That one's sealed up tight, huh?
Gate lock structure built into the Lemorn shrine. Traces of psychic energy emanate from its center. Ancient Lemorn object card from Blue Tinge Sublant? An explosive shock will shatter this material. Anything else to scan in here before I move on? No? Alright, give me more missiles, please. Thank you. I like that it flashes your missile count, or that you're low or empty on your gun instead of just at the side. Makes it much easier to notice. Psychic sensor receives psychic energy and conducts it into the linked apparatus.
I have no idea what we're doing, but
They're probably using LH in reference to the industrial crane weight units, referring to the brand Late Hose, apparently, and seems to use tons as the measurement. That's really weird. Also, there's a brand called Late Hose? What kind of name is that? Especially for a crane. It sounds unreliable in name. But also, if they measure it as tons, why not just say tons?
it's like it's working.
Cool, though.
Well, I'll be. It did work.
Oh. And here we have the control beam. Generates a charged psychic beam that can be controlled via telepathy. Time slows to a near standstill while the beam is in flight. I wonder what all of Samus's posing looks like to Mackenzie. They seem to want to show off their vocabulary in this game. They absolutely do. Yeah, he's probably in awe. I'd probably be like, what the frick are you doing? Why'd you hold your gun up for a second there? Samus is secretly a weeb. Aperture containing a switch linked to a psychic lock. So now I can do this in the scan visor.
That door just opened all by itself.
Did you not see me fire a blast of energy from my gun, dude? Sacred fountain made from Umazonite. The water is sourced from underground ruins, which allows its temperature to remain consistent throughout the year. Why didn't they fix the ruins underground? What are the ruins underground like?
Way. A Mark 99 mech? I'd recognize that frame anywhere. Mark 99 mech, this is Samus Aran. Bounty hunter? You know her. She's famous. You look very familiar. Betsy? What are you doing here? I worked on her back at base. I'll take a few scans. Maybe we can come back here and get her. Poor baby. She's torn apart. If we can find the missing pieces, I bet we can get her up and running again.
Even in the far future in outer space, we still name giant chunks of machinery Betsy. It's inescapable. I wonder if there's a trope for it. Betsy the Brute. Galactic Federation Heavyweight Class Golem Mech. A bipedal, manned MK-99 war mech, primarily piloted by Federation androids. Several critical components missing or damaged, non-operational.
I poured my heart and soul into that mech. Poor Betsy.
Exceptionally durable and ideal for tactical assets such as weapons. Only extremely powerful explosives can destroy them. Not that one. Super missile, maybe? Oh, hush, Mackenzie. Control system built by the Lemorn, used in the machine era, currently inactive. Circular aperture, presumably used for ventilation. No blockages detected on the other side.
Look at this place.
Door sensor received repairs during the machine era. These repairs require power to operate, and the door is not receiving any current. Offline. I guess it is called an aperture. It took me way too long on my first playthrough to remember an aperture is like a hole. I did not realize that was a hole in the wall until I just started randomly firing my psychic gun at things, and I went through that, and I'm like, oh, that's a hole.
This planet's tech is a marvel.
Bomb slot! Activates any linked devices when a concussive blast is detected within. Currently offline. Now,
Walk around, but decoding the language will take weeks without a translation key.
so places like this, and especially
Push buttons and see what happens.
this machinery, makes it very clear that they drew from...
The button pushing strategy always pays off. But
Can
I
you-
do not know what to do next. So, Samus, would you give it a try?
Every time I got stuck, control beam was always the answer. I'll keep that in mind. Usually when I get stuck, it's because there's a scan that I didn't realize I could scan at the time. I was gonna say, this stuff kind of hints at they drew from Metroid's original inspiration of the Alien films, and H.R. Geiger especially, for some of the machinery in this game. And I think I've mentioned before that the Alien films were one of the major inspirations for the Metroid games.
Wait, you can interface with their tech, which means you can understand it, which means you've received translation data, which opens up a world of possibilities. Once I get this working, we can use this tech to our advantage. I just need remote access to your logs.
I only wish I could see the control beam work in real time instead of having the slowdown
this
thing.
data chip. You think it'll work? Wow, that is fascinating.
That was stupid fast.
We'll put this here. Let's see.
Also weird that he's pressing buttons we can't see.
This should do the trick. All right, look at that! We got power! Well, one door is still locked. The other one is malfunctioning. Hey, but it's progress.
He thinks like me.
All this is going to take a while to figure out, so I'm going to stay here if you want to scout ahead. It's about to get real nerdy in here.
That comment of like, well, everything's kind of broken, but hey, it's progress. That's how I think or speak to myself when I'm trying not to get mad at things not going how I want. You know that feeling about getting nerdy in here, or hey, it's progress? Lemorn control system from the machine era. Manages power throughout the room and functions as a data storage terminal, currently online. Yeah, it's interesting how, like, kind of depressing Lemorn tech looks compared to everything else they make. Both.
Didn't make this easy.
The illumination indicates it is online. There's a malfunction in the beam sensor on this side. The sensor on the other side is operational. Okay, there's a save point there. Now, one thing that's weird to me is that you have 3 charges for this beam. You can see it on the sides there. I've got 2 left after this shot. I don't know why they bothered to do that. Oh, he saw it that time, huh? Okay, save the game. Oh yeah, look at the pillars on the sides here. Those are very Alien film style. It also kind of reminds me of the game, I think it's Scorn is what it was called? Percussive maintenance, right? Not really percussive maintenance, more just one side didn't work, so I shot the other side that did work. Thought you said it was about to get real nerdy in here, but now he's just inspecting this thing, which I can't even scan. Scorn is an H.R. Geiger wet dream of a game. Yeah, it definitely is. It's also very disturbing. He is getting nerdy. And from here on out, I believe we're not going to see all that much more of him. Rhizome of the Onanault Palm. It has destroyed the shrine, blocking the passageway. I just had a dumb thought. I read Zelda Sheik's He's Getting Nerdy, and I thought of the song White and Nerdy, and I'm pretty sure he isn't, but he does sound a little bit like he's voiced by Weird Al. That would be really funny if he was actually voiced by Weird Al. Sculpture of a prominent Lemorne priest. The inscription reads, Calvanda. White Nerdy's my ringtone? Nice. It's a good song. My ringtone is the power metal cover of, I think it's Metal Storm? Chosen One. Welcome to our temple. This is the Temple of Memory. From the beginning, Lemorne priests recorded our history in this sacred tree by offering prayers. Behold! Our legacy is preserved within. Born from this tree is the memory fruit. Legacy compiled within the tree will be inherited to the memory fruit. For the memory fruit to grow, you must seek the green energy crystals, which have been scattered throughout the planet. Deposit green energy crystals upon the altar of legacy. We place our faith in you, Chosen One. Please carry the memory fruit to a new world. Yeah, they don't explain that very well, because what he's talking about seems to have absolutely nothing with what it actually does. Yeah, I have the... My ringtone is the power metal version of Metal Storm from Thunder Force 4. Or Metal Squad. One of those two. I can never remember. Very, very cool song. It's one of the hypest songs I've ever heard. First time I heard it, I was still in trade school. And I was working at an internship. And I found it at random. I'd never even heard of Thunder Force 4 before, and I found that cover, and I listened to it for the next 2 hours on repeat. Oh, the theme is amazing, but specifically Metal Squad, or whatever it's called, is fan-frickin-tastic, and somebody did a power metal cover of it that's just... All of the comments are, my blood has turned to gasoline, or do not listen to this while driving. And I totally get it. I chose that as both my ringtone and also my alarm tone. Or maybe it was my alarm tone for a while. I don't remember. But I have it as my ringtone so that I'm like guaranteed to hear it. It's very hard to miss that shrill guitar screech at the beginning. Even when it's buried in my pocket. An ancient era altar with a plant motif designed to unfold. Analysis implies there's a way to trigger it to open. Small size energy converter converts energy from green energy crystals into psychic energy, then sends it to the sacred tree. You do not have any green energy crystals to deposit. Oh, dang it. I forgot to put in the crystals. Sound off if you know what reference I'm making. Pressure platform for releasing the system's psychic lock. Additional weight will cause it to sink further and reveal targeting objects. Hemispherical metal lid that can open and close. Psychic energy detected inside. Analysis implies it works in conjunction with the pressure platform. Psychic lock linked to the triple target. Simultaneous exposure of all 3 targets to psychic energy will release the lock. Sounded like a bad King of the Hill impression. It was not. It was supposed to be Napoleon Dynamite. When he's trying out the Craigslist time machine. Oh wait, hold on. I forgot to put in the crystals. That's one scene nobody ever comments on, but I never forgot it. It's, I think, my favorite scene in that whole movie. Aside from the dance at the end. Also, Tina, the llama. Tina, you fat lard, it's time for dinner! Psychic recording data playback device. Emits images and text recorded within a mote. These signals can be interpreted only by those who have psychic abilities. Stone sculpture of a common Lemorn priest. The storage at its feet holds motes for making psychic recordings. I love this little pond. This is very, very... It's very pretty, it's very zen, it's also very Warframe, actually. Speaking of which, Neo, have you played any Warframe yet since you got it? Got any plans to stream it anytime soon? If I was a kid with psychic powers, I would play with this for hours. I feel like this would be really fun to do. No plans to stream it, but I've been playing a bit of Warframe this week. Nice! I'd love to join you for it sometime. That's a bummer, though. I was hoping to stream it with you. One of the switches for the triple target psychic lock installed on the gate. It responds to psychic energy. However, the lock cannot be disabled unless all 3 targets are exposed simultaneously. Yeah, it's actually... Warframers watching people play Warframe for their first time is a really popular subgenre of YouTube video. Just unlocked mods earlier today. Alright, you're still pretty early in the game. I like that you can lock onto targets. It makes it much easier to control this thing. All targets exposed to psychic energy, lock released. Pressure platform operation complete. A stone sculpture of a Lemorn priest. It bears an inscription that transliterates to Lakash, and includes a description of the individual. A sculptor who loved solving mathematical equations. He discovered several equations that could be formed into psychic objects, leading to the design of a unique sealing mechanism as well as its keys. Excuse me. It bears an inscription that transliterates to Vakun and includes a description of the individual. Inventor of the mote-operated psychic lock, in accordance with the prophecy of the Chosen One, he built the shrines now hidden throughout Soul Valley, filling each with his mote-related devices. Thessar. Thessar, the first priest who communed with the sacred tree and founded the Temple of Harmony. He is said to have been gifted at conveying thoughts without the need to speak, and at understanding others without the need to hear them. I wish I could be that kind of person. Shay, the only female member of the Lemorn priesthood, and the first to understand the structure of space and time. Her insight led to a method of moving across space-time, and in turn, the invention of the teleporter. She is the token female. Check out these flowers, man. This place is neat. I never noticed the holes in the walls. This thing looks like it's getting ready to do some kind of flower dance. Carvex, a giant carnivorous plant possessing consciousness, intelligence, and considerable physical strength. It is unable to communicate due to fusion with a Metroid. Destroying all tentacle-like vines will cause its protective leaves to briefly drop, exposing a body enveloped in only a thin mucous membrane. Note that the tentacles quickly regenerate. The only way to delay their regeneration is to destroy them all at virtually the same time. A giant carnivorous plant that possesses self-awareness and cognitive thought. While it once coexisted and communicated with Lemorn priests using telepathic waves, one of the effects of Metroid fusion is a disruption in its thought pattern, preventing it from communicating. It played Game Boy too much. It now sees everyone as enemies and will attack indiscriminately. It primarily attacks using its tentacles. These tentacles can be destroyed, but individual tentacles will grow back quickly through rapid cell proliferation and cell transfer from any remaining tentacles. If all of its tentacles are destroyed simultaneously, the regeneration process requires its body to generate considerable heat, forcing it to open its protective calyx to cool down. This will expose a thin mucous membrane that is vulnerable to damage. And I can scan the vines separately! Carvex Vine, tentacle-like appendage capable of being both rigid and flexible. It can be temporarily destroyed by damaging the bulging portion along its length. Carvex's tentacles are normally hidden beneath the ground, but it will reveal them if it detects danger. The tentacles have extreme elasticity, making them very flexible. This allows Carvex to attack by swinging them around like long whips. Swollen protuberances on the tentacles indicate the areas that facilitate Carvex's fine control of its limbs. If these are destroyed, the resulting loss of control will rapidly expand and rupture the affected tentacle. Ow! More scans! Yay! I swear, they could fill an entire book with the amount of scans in this game. By the way, my Arknight's lore compendium showed up today. I was very happy about that. Carvex's pollen sac. Pollen bags released from the ends of Carvex's tentacles. They possess propeller-like wings and fly by riding wind currents. Carvex is capable of ejecting pouch-like pollen sacs at will. These sacs have 4 wings that function like propellers, allowing them to move slowly through the air and home in on targets detected using a natural thermal sensor. When a pollen sac lands on a target, the sac will rupture, causing damage. This behavior indicates that the sacs primarily serve as a means of attack rather than a method of pollination. Dude's got a beer gut. Oh, I forgot I don't have double jump. And there we go, and now I'll just hit the wall. Shoot him in the beer gut! It's kind of funny that Metroid Fusion manifests in the stomach of a lot of these creatures for some reason. Rather than in the head. Let me get to that last one. How did that not hit me? Ah, timing. Can I still make it? Ooh, I almost missed that. I couldn't lock onto it. I think during my first time fighting this guy, I actually got slapped in the middle of using the control beam once. Oh my gosh, dude, give me room to move. Oh, hold on, I should scan this while it's here. Unannounced palm rootstocks blocking a small passageway. The rootstocks can be cleared with a concussive blast. And this especially. Gate sealed shut by hardened plant fibers. A strong enough pull would force the gate open. Okay, I think that's all the scans in here now. And now I'm dealing with walls. This music reminds me vaguely of Flagra. So why are the walls here if I can move between them without needing Morph Ball? Oh gosh. Timing, man. You gotta give me an opportunity to fire. I think the vines are too spread out now. Yeah, too close to the ground. And too far apart. There is a time limit on that beam. In the way of the psychic shots, only barely. Uh-oh. I might get hit in the middle of this. I hope I don't. I really wish I could see this gun in action in real time. Ow! There we go. That is a chunky mouth. The quote-unquote lips of that mouth are fatter than the mouth itself. How pretty. So is he dead, or did he just go to sleep? Psychic Bomb compresses a large amount of psychic energy into a sphere, which then disperses as a concussive blast. Excuse me. Psychic bombs are usable only in morph ball mode. Up to 3 can be placed at a time. The concussive blast of psychic bombs damages objects and enemies and can be used to perform a bomb jump. Bombs can be given psychic mote properties by pressing and holding A. So I'm sure some of you noticed that last little bit there that it just spoke about. Bomb slot for operating the sacred shrine. The impact of a psychic bomb detonation inside the slot moves the pedestal. Gazing at the Lamorne statue while on the pedestal then activates the shrine. Teleports the Chosen One to an alternate dimension that houses a teleporter key, activated by gazing at the statue's forehead. Sacred shrines are single-use teleporters prepared by the last priest, Chatoya, as a way to access the alternate dimension where the master teleporter keys are kept. When not in use, the shrines themselves are also placed in an extra-dimensional space, though they are linked to each Key Guardian in such a way that they can be summoned to them at will. Key Guardians will summon their shrine only for the Chosen One. However, if their body were to die and their consciousness dissipate, the shrine will appear on its own. So I'm assuming Carnivex, that was his name, right, was supposed to summon it for me of his own free will, but I had to kill him to get it instead. But also, check this out. And now I can chuck it. And it still explodes. He was a friend of the Lamorne until the Metroid got him. Yeah, that's kind of the point I was making. Which is why I'm like, I bet he was supposed to open it for me willingly. Check this out, this is really funny. Ooh, what's that? It's kind of, well, maybe. I want it, but no, do I really? Well, maybe I should just, nah. Samus's hand just really funny to me here. Master Teleporter Key acquired. A total of 5 are needed.
Samus, do you copy? Booyah! Long-range comms are back online. Oh, did you achieve your objective? There's something I want to talk about. Meet me in base camp?
I kind of hate that they use the Federation Force logo now. It looks so unofficial. Like, it's not a bad logo at all, but it looks very cartoony compared to everything else in Metroid. It just looks super out of place in anything other than Federation Force. And now that I have missiles, I can break the nests! Finally! That's one thing that's annoying about the concussion beam, is I'm used to being able to fire my gun to come out of a scan mode, And I can't do that now. Did I say concussion beam? I meant control beam. Crystalline deposits of concentrated green energy contains large amounts of teratogens, which can interfere with cellular growth. Green energy crystals are really good for the environment. They consist of silicon dioxide that has crystallized with a large amount of green energy ions. They are broken relatively easily, either by a strong impact or using firearms. Although very little green energy occurs naturally in the geologic record, green energy showers have made it very common throughout Soul Valley. Extracting energy from green energy crystals can only be done using the device on the altar at the Temple of Memory. Green energy extracted here is then sent to the sacred tree, where it is consumed to grow memory fruit. Can I scan the crystals themselves? I cannot. So yeah, don't miss those on your first pass through here. Tip of the Onanalt palm's rootstock. Roots have intruded into every crevice of the shrine, expanded and shattered the structure. Complete collapse inevitable. It keeps talking about the Onanalt, but where's the Onanalt itself? We go in here. Wait a minute, let me scan this thing. Writing surfaced on the Lamorne statue decrypted. Within the moat this statue holds is a history of the Guardian of the Temple Garden. To reveal these truths, place the moat into the playback device. In the distant past, a mass of burning rock fell from the sky to the jungles of Viros. Once this rock, which was itself poisonous, had cooled and hardened, a small carnivorous plant took in the poison it carried. Definitely not just Flagra. Though I guess Flagra spread poison rather than taking it in. The plant did not succumb to the poison. It thrived, growing to rule over the jungle. In time, the priest Thesar became the first the plant could convey its thoughts to, and named it Carvex, not Carnivex, my bad. What is Carnivex? I think that's a thing. Later, at their urging, Carvex eventually relocated to the garden within the Lamorne Temple of Memory. There it ruled as it did in the jungles, and it came to preside over Lamorne funerals. Very cool. I did not touch that. I was like a whole foot or two away from that touchpad. Like, I did press the button to touch it, but Samus absolutely did not reach far enough. I think the Lamorne are fish people? Maybe. Providing the energy converter with green energy crystals causes the altar to illuminate. This illumination will grow as the sacred tree absorbs more energy. Do you mean you think they were fish people, or you think they're based on fish? Based on fish? Hold on, can I scan this wall? No. Maybe. There's definitely there's seems to be some axolotl inspiration, is what I'm thinking. Which are not fish; they are salamanders, but they do live in the sea, or at least in wet places, and they are very cute.
Man, they did not design these for humans. Oh! Whoa! You are sneaky quiet, you know that? Hey, I'm glad you're back. That data you gave me earlier is really coming in handy. I've been able to translate the Lemorn language. This planet, Viros, doesn't appear on any of the known star charts. Might as well be a ghost. I tried sending out a distress signal, but there is no activity in this sector. It is eerily quiet. We could be anywhere. Or we could be nowhere. According to these maps, we shouldn't even be here. From what I gather, the only way off this planet is to retrieve 5 teleporter keys. Now, I'll do some digging to see if there's any way I can support you. Now that our comms are working, we should be able to share data. I can provide you with intel from here. What do you say? Teammates? Excellent. Hey, stay safe out there, Samus. I'll be here if you need me.
You can tell the way he said teammates, he was so scared she would reject him. Alright, now I want to try something. Because this is a bomb slot, your average bomb slot. Oh, well, I guess I'll try it later. I think... How did he get here? He's been here the whole time. We were here earlier. We looped back around. But I was gonna say, I think you can also pick up a bomb and launch it into the bomb slot. How did he get on the planet? I think he and all of the other folks that we find here were all present when the artifact exploded. One-sided romance? Maybe. Like I said, I'm pretty sure he has a crush on Samus. If not, he's definitely trying not to fanboy too hard.
You won't have me there to watch your back.
Yeah, there it is. That's what makes me wonder if he has a crush on her. Ad break starting in 46 seconds, so in other words, 5 minutes almost. Lemorn storage locker made of extremely durable Ikistan steel, making it impervious even to powerful weapons. It will open if a current is passed to the electrodes at both ends. It looks like the same material as half the other stuff on this planet. Okay, good. I don't need to wait for those to open anymore. Lock unit, heat. Lemorn-made locking system. The lock can be removed only if exposed to extremely high temperatures. With the lock removed, systems will operate normally. Door sealed with a lock unit. The lock unit must be removed to open the door. Oh. Container carrier vehicle rails. Rails running from the cargo launcher to the temple. Deterioration dates them to the Lemorn's machine era. My ear keeps clicking and it's bugging me. I've been wearing these headphones for too long. Cargo launcher activation switch. Activates when the sensor in the recess at the top detects a concussive vibration. Machine-era cargo transport system uses ballistic technology to launch specially engineered capsules that are typically loaded with materials and goods. The cargo launcher transport system was developed during the machine era. It launches specially engineered capsules. These are typically loaded with materials, rations, and other goods. The capsules use thrusters to automatically adjust their speed and attitude. I think it's supposed to be altitude. Maybe it's attitude. I think altitude and attitude are actually two opposites or two sides of the same coin or something. And they are equipped with a system for ensuring zero-impact landings, making them safe enough for moving personnel if necessary. The system enabled fast transport between Soul Valley and Fury Green, but was never deployed elsewhere. As soon as this ad break starts, I'm going to take an actual proper break, rest my head from these headphones, and maybe get a snack. So, when you get an ad break, or when I announce it, feel free to like, take a bathroom break or something. Give me that! Boom. Cargo launcher activation switch, launcher activated. Actually, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take the break now, before we get involved in a transport cutscene in a new area. So, feel free to just hang tight for a bit, everyone. Break time. I am back! I should have paused the recording. Oh well. Y'all still there? How's everybody doing? I was talking to my roommates about Arknights and the lore compendium that I bought. Alright, Samus is about to get armor cord. Of course, you won't know what that means unless you've played the game, but let's just say both games involve getting launched out of a cannon as a form of transportation of goods. Got myself a little bowl of mac and cheese as a snack. Annie's, for anyone wondering. Annie's pasta and cheddar. Not my favorite, but it'll do. Did Samus just exhale? Why was her face suddenly visible for a second there? From a simple impact. Welcome to a very quiet desert. Not so fun fact. This place has music. You can only hear it with an amiibo. Which I don't have, because I don't support the amiibo system. It's dumb. I do not have room or money to be buying statues for in-game content. Cargo launcher installation in Fury Green has malfunctioned. A misfire sent its capsule off course, and it performed an emergency landing in Soul Valley. Why didn't it just redirect itself back on course? But yeah, think of it this way. If I wanted all of the amiibo content, but none of the amiibos...
What you see in front of you is the entrance to the closest area with the teleporter key. If you want to contact me going forward, use the radio command on the map screen.
Well,
I'll help in any way I can.
Well, that's convenient. But if I wanted all of the amiibo content ever, but none of the amiibos, I would still have to dedicate basically an entire extra room of my house to storing them all. Just so I could have a cool suit in a game. Skylanders was a mistake. Rock rich in Gabardum? Green energy traces detected within. Only psychic energy in the form of a diffused oscillation blast wave can pulverize it. Viola was an epochal invention. Metallic feet sprint over land with great power. They cross the sea of sand, carrying us in the blink of an eye. Do they not know what a wheel is? Starting with the Viola, we created many inventions. An era of development supported by technology. We call this duration the Machine Era. Development eventually overwhelmed supply of nature. At this rate, resources would be depleted. With this thought, we determined our farewell with the Machine Era. to preserve the existence of Viros, our world. Humanity could learn a thing or two from these guys. As much as I want ice powers, I hope I can also have psychic powers in the afterlife. Tower for storing emergency equipment for Soul Valley. Electrifying the lock on the lower part of the hatch will cause it to release. I can't just reach in and grab it. Are you kidding me? Zelda Sheik, are you still there? Lamorne container, used to transport materials and parts. Durability is unremarkable. Breakable using ordinary firearms. Well, that's concerning. Wonder what happened to cause that. Kaiju, Faceless, Neo, Orange, and Saya. Hey, Saya! I didn't realize you were in here, but it looks like Zelda Sheik has gone to bed, probably. Not surprising, it is almost 12:30 in the morning. Cybot Soldier, basic model of a Lamorne-made Cybot battle android, typically equipped with a laser cannon and hover thrusters. Why the oof? This Cybot model was originally created to serve the Lamorne. Following the Great Tragedy, the surviving technicians modified them into anti-Griever battle mechanoids. They are able to synchronize telepathically with Lamorne, as well as act autonomously based on prior instruction. Cybot soldiers are equipped with a hover thruster on their back, a laser cannon on the right arm, and a shockwave emitter for close combat. As the thrusters were only designed for short-range flights and walking functions are limited, Cybot soldiers are most often moved via shuttle or launched through the air by Chrono Tower. Upon losing their telepathic connection to a synchronized Lamorne, they will immediately seize. That was the end of that, right? Yes. Alright, we finally get to fight these things. I like their design. They're a little Star Wars-y, but with a very satisfying stiffness to them. I only wish they weren't quite so tanky. Then again, I kind of like fighting them more when they are tanky. I wish they'd drop something other than HP when I'm not even that low on it. Whoops, didn't mean to do that, but I'll take it. Oh, all that, and I only needed to shoot him one more time. Oh well. Alright, what else can I scan out here? Light delivery truck. Lamorne transport for use within facilities or over short distances. Equipped with a driver's seat and cargo bed. Lamorne fuel barrel. Used to transport combustible liquids. A reaction is visible on the barrel's metallic body. Contains fuel. Viola Spinner! Uses kinetic energy from Viola to activate linked devices. Currently offline. Maintenance tank tunnel hatch. Exit used by maintenance tanks after completing tunnel work. Opens only from the inside. Is that everything? Oh, there's the door. Viola Tunnel. Transit tunnel for use with Viola and other vehicles. It can be opened via the Viola Spinner. Via the Viola. What a phrase. Pneumatic tube. Uses air pressure to transport small items for tunnel maintenance and management. System malfunctioning due to impact. Use caution. Let's top up quick. I might call the stream at the next save point, even though we just had a long break. But I'm not sure. We'll see. I do not have to be up in the morning. Maybe I'll switch to streaming Dome Keeper or something, just because I really want to try that game out, but I want to stream it first. As like a short little one-off. I am missing one missile. That's a funny phrase to say. And this place feels very H.R. Giger. Is it Giger or Geiger? Delivery exit for the pneumatic tube system. Transport is one way, leading from bottom to top. To prevent a malfunction, delivery hatches cannot be opened. Geiger? That's what I thought. Tempered glass barrier that divides the security area. The glass is cracked and can be broken by a strong impact. Lemoran fuel barrel, used to transport combustible liquids. No reaction is visible on the barrel's metallic body, indicating that the barrel is empty. Conduit for maintenance tanks. Entry hatch currently open and has safety mesh installed. The mesh can be removed with a strong impact. I did not mean to do that, but I'll take it. Maintenance tank tunnel entrance with its hatch removed. Uses both as an air vent and a passage for maintenance tanks to exit outside following task completion. Oh, used both as an air vent and passage for maintenance tanks. Viola tunnel door. It is currently locked. And I think this leads right back outside. Yep. I love the little light beam that comes out of my ball. Like the light bikes from Tron. Come on, let me in. Here we go. Y'all ready for something funny? Okay, she does come out of Morphol for this. Maps in this game are just too beautiful. They're great. This cutscene, on the other hand, is just Samus running. And I find that really amusing for some reason. It's like, how long was she just jogging for? I really have to wonder. I also love that they specifically focus on her legs to show off, like, the light work and everything. This definitely doesn't look anything like a cooler full of soda. Definitely not. It does not make me want to reach in and pull out a can of Sprite. Large vehicle factory container stores bulky items such as batteries and other replacement parts for use throughout the factory. Easily destroyed using standard firearms. Maintenance tank. Autonomous drone that maintains machinery and systems throughout the facility. Battery charge at 0%, preventing activation. Small vehicle factory container stores small parts needed throughout the factory. Easily destroyed using standard firearms. I like that not only do we have the explanation that morph ball passageways are meant for maintenance tanks, but we also actually get to see the maintenance tanks. It's not just flavor text anymore. I really like it. And once again, I like that the tunnels are not perfectly round. Like, I can actually move around inside these, like I would expect to. And then they're wide, like I would expect a maintenance tunnel to be. Welcome to the Volt Forge! One of the coolest places ever conceptualized. This place is awesome! But I might make you wait until next time to see it in its full glory. Vehicle transportation container used for moving vehicles manufactured in the factory. Its alloys are extremely resistant to impact, making it effectively indestructible. Conduit access hatch used by maintenance tanks currently offline. Lamorne lightning rod allows vehicles to move safely beneath Volt Forge's frequent lightning strikes. Haha! That's gonna be really handy. Orange, what do you think of this place? Denzard, a very resilient creature capable of living in incredibly harsh climates, such as Volt Forge, can absorb electrical energy, causing parts of its body to glow. Denzards are one-eyed arthropods with thin shells and a pair of forelegs they use for dragging their body. The internal organs of a Denzard will not function without an electrical charge. Such a charge can be absorbed from their surroundings, however, which makes them well adapted to life-averse environments such as Volt Forge, where even plants struggle to survive due to the constant harsh weather blocking all sunlight. Because Denzard organs circulate electricity, the cells in their eye, teeth, and tail glow. It should be noted, by the way, I came all the way here to a perpetually rainy, thundery region from a desert, on foot. Just how freaking long was Samus running down that tunnel? I really have to wonder. Also, this view looks awesome. Look at these clouds. I really wonder what it would be like actually being in a place like this. I bet it'd be metal as heck. Light delivery truck. Transports vehicle containers and other goods for delivery. The truck is considered symbolic of the Lemorn machine era. Beautiful? Heck yeah. Container arm, operated from a nearby spinner. Its grip on the container appears to be loose. It may disconnect if struck repeatedly with a physical impact. Spinner has become non-functional. There is significant damage to the exterior frame and its internal circuitry has failed. Secondary power generator, used to move a container arm, currently offline. Wheeled vehicle gate, automatically opens and closes for vehicles, online. And non-vehicles, apparently, unless I'm a vehicle. Does my suit count as a vehicle? Lemorn Neurobike Mark V, two-wheeled, single-seated transport vehicle mass-produced during the machine era, nicknamed the Viola. The Viola was originally a two-wheeled, single-seater vehicle developed during the machine era. As part of a psychic era redesign, a function was added for identifying the psychic brain waves of individual Lemorn. When a rider wearing a special nanosuit registered themselves to a Viola, they would be set as its exclusive rider and prevent its use by other Lemorn. This registration allowed riders to summon their Viola to them, even from remote locations. However, summoning would fail if the route crossed impassable terrain. The Viola's features also include pre-installed unlockable functions. For instance, upgrading the Viola suit to the Viola IC suit enables the vehicle's IC mode, a hover transformation for moving over hot surfaces unsuitable for tires. Supporting this feature are heat-resistant systems strong enough to allow for hovering over magma and lava. This transformation would be automatically triggered by the vehicle's surface sensors. Further transformation features were in the planning stages. I want to know what those features involved. Viola Suit Printer produces the suit required to ride the Lemorn Neurobike Mark VII, currently offline. Lemorn Neurobike Mark VII, latest model of the Viola Neurobike, mass-produced during the machine era but redesigned for the psychic era. Vehicle activation and use requires wearing a special nanosuit, which identifies as a registered rider. This suit is acquired from the Viola Suit Printer. Lemorn Vehicle Factory Door. Its sensor is made using an electrified luminescent stone. The stone stores a charge, ensuring the door functions even if power is lost. Tower 1 to Tower 2. Tower Gate connects the 3 towers of Voltforge's vehicle factory, currently locked. Viola Spinner uses kinetic energy from Viola to activate link devices, currently offline. Tower 1 to Tower 3. Door sealed with an emergency security shutter. The shutter will release once the emergency has been resolved. Map Station displays a downloadable map hologram of the vehicle manufacturing tower. Now, it took me way too long my first time in here to realize I had to scan this bit specifically. But, let's see. Check this out. If Samus moves, like, what the heck? Why not? I also find it amusing that they have these barriers here to stop bikes from getting in here. But this be the save point. And as much as I really want to continue, because this part of the game is really cool, I think it might be best to save it for another video. Because it is 12:40 in the morning, I don't know if I'll be able to complete all of it within an hour's time. And, I think Zelda Sheik might want to be around for this one as well. Maybe. But of course, all of you could be as well. I plan to stream this stream this next Sunday as well. Once challenge month is over, I will probably move on to streaming this until it's done, and then I'll be getting back into Silksong at long last. Possibly amongst doing some other things. But, tomorrow, I'm not sure. Tuesday and Thursday, gonna try and do more Minecraft, or maybe I'll alternate between Minecraft and this. We'll see. Actually, no, I'll probably do Minecraft those nights. This upcoming Saturday is going to be Luigi's Mansion in one sitting. Or at least that is the plan. I don't feel like going to bed just yet, so I might set up to stream Dome Keeper for maybe an hour. So those of you who want to see that, feel free to stick around. Otherwise, thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. You may find my YouTube and my Discord in my Twitch profile. Or if you're watching this on YouTube after the fact, you may find my Twitch at TheWinterPrince52. Also, YouTubers, please leave comments because I love them. And I want to respond to them. Really looking forward to my next stream of this. I love the Vault Forge. So yeah. Thanks again, everyone. I love you all, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. Good night! Or, I'll see you in a little bit.